Going into today's 4 hour candle that's just literally closed as I'm talking now. I'm basically looking at three pairs, and yeah, I'm going to get this out to you guys as soon as possible. As I say, I'll look to try and do this at least once or twice a week so that you can utilize it. And obviously the kind of analysis that I do live now whilst the trading day is going on is applicable to any day of the week, to any pair, so you can take what you want from it to use it to your kind of advantage. So pound dollar, I still feel can go higher, but obviously on the 1 hour we're in a tight range just now. We've impulsed down into this area, and now we've gone sideways since kind of, what was that, 6 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Now sideways on something like pound dollar, it's still a pretty decent range, especially with this fake out to the upside 8 till 9 that we've pulled all the way back to the support again. Now, what I would be saying is you could look for longs from around the 1.3636 area, or wait for a close beyond this wick. Now, if it closes beyond this wick, you're going straight into this area. So again, it would be a shorter term trade. For me, I would prefer price to pull back into the 1.3630 area, create some support, which would also be down around the opening lows of the last 4 hour close. It's closed bullish. Previous day was slightly bearish from resistance as well. So again, I would prefer deeper pullbacks. If it does go above, then and you can look to take it into the highs of yesterday, but to me, with this wick going on here, you're better to be safe than sorry. Just wait for a close beyond, wait for a retest of resistance to turn support. If the deep pullback doesn't happen, then and wait for a push beyond the previous day's highs, then a pullback, and look for entry, rather than just getting in on a slight pullback here and then you're going straight into traffic. It could look like a good trade, but it's better to be safe than sorry in that kind of sense. The other two that I want to look at are Euro Aussie and Dollar CAD. So I'm also aware that I want to get it out as soon as possible. So Euro Aussie, obviously from my trade, I can delete this. My main trade for this week, to be honest, with Euro Aussie, it's all done now. We're still pushing lower. So now it's just a case of, right, well, where does it make sense to look for shorts? Now, we have this area here that is still to be retested as a break and retest area. We are now at, like, we've created a low of the day, this support. We're in a tight range. So let's just, a 1 hour tight range. So obviously this could be a sell high area in terms of very short term trades. Last 1 hour was bullish with holding the support. So I would want price to take out these wick highs and then look for a possible break back in scenario, or a retest of this area and look for further shorts. Now, the last 4 hour is showing sideways bearish in an area that is a lower low area that could cause the start of a new pullback. So again, what do I do? Well, I've got a new break and retest area here that I have to set out. That is also the 1 hour break and retest area. So if it's a 4 hour and a 1 hour area, so you have to then respect it as a 4 hour area and be like, well, I need to give price time if price gets back to there. I don't just want to get in the first time that price gets to there, because it could keep on going higher. We have this kind of area here that was the origin of the push down. So this could be an area that creates basically a double top in the 1 hour. That can be something. So that's 20, 25 pips beyond the break and retest area. That could also be retested, which is also a 4 hour resistance. So I'll add that in as well, because we're so beyond, like, we're in such a trend and we're in a lower low area, sorry. It makes sense that price is going to have to do some kind of pullback. We've been nicely flowing all week. Yesterday was sideways. Then we found obviously the support again, Asia session. Something's obviously triggered in the Asia session. Then we've had a bit of a rundown, gone sideways now since the start of London, and now we just need that kind of pullback to then look for shorts. I would not be looking for longs no matter what. If it does go long, so be it. It's not something that I would be looking to trade personally. It's just I want to keep it simple. So another option would be to see price take out the lows or take out the highs, sorry, of the last 4 hour candle, which also lines up with the kind of tighter 1 hour range, taking out those highs, breakout buyers entering high, thinking they've got obviously the low of the week or whatever. And then actually the sellers come in again, and you'll see that on the lower time frames, and you can look for a trade that way. I have to be aware that yesterday was a sideways bullish day. We are beyond the lows now as well. So again, I always say expect a pullback, especially whenever the last 1 hour is bullish. There's no need to be getting into sells in this current 1 hour. Just wait, just give price a bit of time. But sells are nothing for me on Euro Aussie. And dollar CAD is very similar. Dollar CAD is sells are nothing for me as well. So we've had a nice reaction off of this 4 hour break and retest area that I hope you can see. In fact, I'll just bring it up. This was an area that I've spoken about in previous videos this week. We have the support, pull back into this area that reacted, bake it back into the resistance, took out the highs of this 4 hour bearish candle, and then dropped very nicely 6 till 10, creating a new break and retest that was then respected in Asia session. So if I just mark this out again, whenever price is in nice strong trend, this is what I personally love to see. Push, break, pull back, respect that area, push again, break, pull back, respect that area. Now, obviously, this is a deeper pullback, this is a shallower pullback. So it's that kind of, it can still be a tight 4 hour range, but still be coming into a break and retest area. Now, for me, the last 4 hour has closed beyond another area that can be a retest. Now, it's quite a big area because for me, a retest is basically all the way from the bottom of the wick to the open of the candle that created the opposite direction. So obviously this created support whenever it closed. Now, because it's been closed beyond by this 4 hour, it can become resistance. But we're also in an area that is the origin of a quite large push to the upside. So again, I'd be expecting a deeper pullback. But it is an area that has quite a lot going for it in terms of between 1.2680 and 1.2695. So let's just delete that earlier one. I know that a few of you were able to get that trade, which is great. Yesterday, bearish. We're coming down into the support though, so again, and we're beyond the lows of the previous day. So again, this is why it's reacting. It's a new 4 hour, so we're having a deeper pullback. Now let's go to the 1 hour and see more immediate terms what we can be looking for entries. The one that stands out to me is this break and retest area here, but to me, it's actually been retested. It was closed beyond in the 8 till 9, retested in 9 till 10. So that to me, whenever that happens, I again expect a deeper pullback. Now, where could that deeper pullback come to? Well, there is this area here that's just above the break and retest area that caused the kind of origin of the push down. Obviously, it did wick all the way back up to basically the kind of resistance that's created the high of the day. But that would be an area that I'm going to set an alert. I'm just going to set an alert around this area. I think that it could be kind of the end of this 4 hour that has the kind of reaction that I'm looking for. There was nice continuation sells earlier this morning, which I hope some of you were able to get. But again, break and retest. Am I looking for longs? No. It's just not the way that I personally trade. I know there's there is evidence that it could go long from here because it is an area that caused a strong reaction last time that price was here. But to me, if you're going to enter every time that price comes into an area that previously had a strong reaction without any kind of confirmation on the 1 hour or the 4 hour, then you're going to have a lot of unnecessary stop outs, unnecessary break evens, that you could actually stop yourself from getting in those 1, 2, 3 times too early by just waiting that wee bit longer to actually see the proof. If you're wanting to counter trend, that's how I would do it. Now, for me, the only way that I would be looking for longs is a strong 4 hour bullish close and then a deep pullback and look for longs. Obviously, the DXY would have to find some strength as well, or a daily close. Now, if I just look at the bigger picture on dollar CAD, you can see that we've still got room to go till last week's low. I don't know why it's still from the week before. It should be, the low should be down in here. Obviously didn't save. So yeah, we still have room to go. To me, buys are only temporary pullbacks, and you're better just getting into something else that is, if you're looking for longs, look for longs in something that's already trending long. There's no need to try and catch every pip of every pair. So you might as well go with the moves that are the smoothest and in line with the higher time frame direction. It's just inevitably going to work out more for you than constantly trying to catch bottoms and tops, even with strong areas like here. Like this area here is an area that has caused a reaction. Now, I like to make these blue. Now, I'll be happy whenever I'm back off the coast of Spain, back to my kind of normal screen, because it is bigger. But yeah, like that area there was the kind of origin of an impulse up that broke structure. So it is an area that buyers can definitely come in, but you want some kind of proof like this. Like, look how after this 4 hour candle, look how long it went upwards for. Like, it went, obviously it pushed higher and then dropped back, but again, that was essentially a deep pullback, and it was reacting off of structural resistance. Then you had the breakthrough for 1, 2, 3, 4 4 hour candles, and again, look at this one, 226, nice bullish deep pullback down to the lows of it. There's your entry, deep pullback, counter trend, first target being the resistance, and obviously it pops higher for that next push. But yeah, for me, for counter trend moves, it definitely has to be deep pullbacks to make it even worthwhile to trade, and it has to be after a solid confirmation to make the trade stand out to me. Because even if it does pull back, it's pulling back straight into strong resistance that hasn't been closed beyond this area here, 1.2695, basically 1.27 round number. This break and retest area isn't of significance to me anymore because it has been broken, retested, price has already done it, but it has created resistance after that retest. So until price closes beyond here, beyond these wicks, then to me this structural resistance is still holding, and we're deep into an area that buyers have came in. So again, I want that deeper pullback. We have a lot of kind of confluence around this area that we could at least get another push down into the lows of this 4 hour or close to before significant buyers come in, or if price wants to get down that bit lower into the 1.2650 area, which is obviously this kind of ultimate low here, which this wick basically very much tried to get into as well. So if you're looking for shorts on dollar CAD, which I would basically say is the best buys to have, then wait for those deeper pullbacks and it will be worthwhile. If it doesn't happen, then it just doesn't happen. it's just part of trading. It'll then something else will appear. There's been nice smooth sells the rest of this week so far on dollar CAD with 4 hour breaking retest areas, 1 hour breaking retest areas. It's been quite a clean pair to trade. Apart from obviously the wicks that kept pulling back like here, but if you get the right timing, you're good. And if you don't get the right timing and you're still sell bias, you should still be able to get some kind of profit before pulling back. That then the main move happens, and you could look for a re-entry as always. So I hope this analysis is helpful to you. And yeah, pound dollar, I'm looking for longs. Euro Aussie, dollar CAD, I would be looking for shorts.